At the end of yesterday's episode, we finally entered the Sierra Madre casino only to find our three companions lying on the ground, motionless. Immediately after, we too were knocked unconscious, and when we awoke, our companions were gone. As we stand to our feet, Elijah contacts us.
You inside. Can you hear me? Power's fluctuating, emergency power. Oh, you are in. Good. Thought that might be the end of you. Unfortunately, your friends also found their way here, knocked unconscious, just like you. Wondering what happened? You were hit by casino security. Detects anything foreign, radioactive. It subdues the visitor, moves them if needed. Getting interference from old recordings. The guests who were trapped here shut that noise off. Looks like the casino moved your friends around once inside. Might be useful, or not. Wonder if they came to help or kill you. Still, my signal should work through the speakers now that you're inside. Welcome to the Sierra Madre in all its glory. This is what the old world stood for, even with bombs about to rain down on them. Now, look at it. Beautiful now its guests are all dead. Better this way. Quiet. How the Mojave should be. Now, with the casino sleeping, it's got places closed off. Won't let you go yet. We'll get there, trust me. Just need to wake it up.
And with that, he leaves us to figure out what to do next. We have to be careful exploring this lobby, as there are numerous shielded speakers, and if we get too close to these speakers, our head explodes. The only terminal in this lobby is the receptionist's terminal. Here we find an option to activate the holographic security and to access music controls. If we try to access the music controls, we have 3 tracks to choose from, but none of them work. It says the control is inaccessible, so we need to find a way to unlock these. And if we try to activate the holographic security, we get a message saying activation code required. From this lobby, we can enter the theater, the cantina restaurant, a couple of bathrooms, the casino floor, or take an elevator to the suites. Aside from the bathrooms, all the doors are locked except for the door to the casino. That makes things easier for us. This must be where we should go first. Upon entering the casino, we see a number of security holograms.
This is the past you're walking through. Few have ever seen it. No one else ever will. I worked hard to get here. It'll give me what I need before I leave, and they'll always welcome me back.
Now, look for a way to wake this ghost up. Remind it, it's got guests.
The hologram security is deadly. They almost killed me while I was listening to Father Elijah. We then spend the next hour or so trying to navigate through one of the more tricky encounters in this DLC. We have to sneak past holograms we can't kill, find key cards, find keys, open locked doors, hack into terminals, to reroute the holograms, turn off the speakers, unlock security doors in a specific order to get where we need to go. We find some great loot in here, including new armor and new weapon mods, but I'm going to save loot, perks, and achievements for a dedicated video after we finish going through the story. Ultimately, the goal of this maze is to gain access to a key to an electrical closet on the ground floor of the casino. Once we find the key, we can open the closet door and then flip a switch to restore power to the casino.
You woke it up good. Emitter frequencies lighting up everywhere. Damn recordings. Dead echoes in the frequencies. Casino security is shutting down, opening up its vendor and gambling programs in the back casino. Still might be something for sale. Maybe something can help you now security's shut down. After you're done looking around, head to the lobby and we'll deal with your friends.
We can now explore the Sierra Madre Casino. We can use all of the gambling machines just like we can at any of the other casinos, and we can exchange pre-war money for Sierra Madre chips, and vice versa. Once we've had our fill of the casino floor, we head back to the lobby.
Casino's woken up, paying attention to us. Good. Wondering what happened to your team? Looks like they got moved to other floors. Interesting. Maybe that's why... Oh, yes. Perhaps the casino recognized specific guests, or guests with a voice or look close enough for them to be assigned to that floor. We'll see. Had hoped with the power restored, the systems would fully awaken. Especially the sound archives. But no. Your teammates' callers on each floor are interfering with the systems. It's the white noise filters embedded in their construction. They're blocking the casino speakers, the music. You'll need to recalibrate or destroy each caller. To do that, you need to get close, reset the signal, or blow their heads off. I'll leave the choice up to you. My preference? End them now. They're of no use. After all, it's safe to kill them now, provided you make it quick. You see, the callers don't work inside the Sierra Madre. Well, between floors. Else I'd set off the callers. Be done with it. So find them, deal with them, as long as you're fast and can get off the floor after killing them. The floors, whatever they line this place with, interferes with the caller frequency. So if you kill them, you should have some time to run. Oh, just not sure how long, may not be consistent. More or less, whatever, it doesn't matter. What we need is in the basement. We need to go to the top first and write our fortunes down. After we deal with your team on the other floors.
So Elijah wants us to kill our team. He no longer has a use for them, but he can't kill them himself because he no longer has a way to remotely detonate the collars. Well, this is good news for us. And it means that if one of our companions die, we no longer die, if we can move from floor to floor quickly enough. The reason he wants them dead is because the collars that he put on them are interfering with the ambient music that is supposed to play on each of those floors. For some reason, Father Elijah is trying to access the ambient music that was played on each of those floors. To gain access to those music archives, we've got to find a way to stop the interference from those callers. His solution is to kill them. But I wonder if there's another way. Well, the only key that we found that could open one of the doors here in the lobby is the key to the restaurant. Heading into the Cantina Madrid restaurant, we hear a familiar voice, or familiar voices, arguing.
Going to make casino burn. No more being.
Dog and God are having an argument close by. Elijah wants to get rid of them.
Hurry up and deal with the FEV reject. He's of no use to us.
Listening to me.
We find a Sierra Madre emergency maintenance key by the coat check, but all other doors in the restaurant are either locked or inaccessible. However, as we explore, we can listen in to Doug and God's argument.
Not listening to me. Tired of being your minder. Tired of putting Dog to sleep. He wakes up in cage, hungry. Dog wants to protect you. Always wanted to protect you. The reason I have to take control is... Master. Master set me free. Dog needs to... Listen to me. If you do this, we both die. Dog wants to die. Don't care anymore. Tired of you. Tired of place. Master will... Help us. Please let me help us. If you don't, then you're... Going to make casino burn. No more being. Back in the cage. Stop what you're doing. We can hear you now. Not much longer.
Well, it sounds like Dog wants to set the casino on fire, and God is trying to save Dog's life. And his own life. We need to find a way in. However, the door we find here is locked and we don't have a key to open it. Heading out of the restaurant, we can go back into the casino floor and into the office area behind the casino. There we find an emergency door to the Cantina Madrid. We get a message saying that there's a gas leak inside the kitchen, which is hermetically sealing the door. We can use the emergency key that we got in the cantina to open the door, but once it's open, we won't be able to leave until we solve the leaking gas issue. Heading inside, Elijah contacts us.
That idiot's opened the gas valves. A single spark, or he sets off his collar. The casino's going to burn. Us, along with him. Shut off the gas valves or that idiot'll kill us all.
Now there are 3 valves here. The first one is immediately to our right. To find the second one, we go to the end of this hallway and through the door, and then turn right to the far end of the wall. There we find the second valve, but no sooner do we turn it off than Dog ignites his explosive collar.
Dog!
This causes an explosion, and everyone dies. We can try it again. This time, after turning off the first valve, we sneak through a rear door, through another door, into a food prep room. Here we find the second valve, which we can turn off, and then we can run to turn off the third valve before he ignites his collar. With the gas turned off, Dog ignites his collar, killing himself, but we survive.
Now get out! Before your collar blows.
We then need to hightail it out of there before our collar explodes. Now there's another way to kill Dog and God, and there are 3 other ways to keep him alive, depending on the choices we've made in the DLC. If we were kind to Dog, and we never put him back in the cage, when we talk with Dog, he remembers that.
You? Master? No, not Master. Dog remembers you. Kind to Dog. Dog can't do this. Yes, he can. You caused this. Coddled him. Protected him. Now I'm going to have to take control from you. You need to go. Run. Dog is going to burn Voice. Burn Voice out. Burn it away.
But Dog, if you do this, you'll kill yourself.
Dog is tired of Voice inside, tired of being in another cage again. Try to kill this human, Dog. Kill them. If this casino is destroyed, good. It'll kill the old man, too. The one who shouts at Dog. The Voice shouts. And to stop the Voice, Dog needs to burn it out.
Dog, that voice doesn't control you.
Dog tried to shut it out, tried to hurt self enough to make it quiet. Shh, Dog. Let me handle this. I'll let you feed on this human when we're done.
Here we can either kill him or pass a 50 speech check to say, Dog, your master is here now, and master wants you to stop this.
Master? Master, Dog hoped you would come. Voice is going. To stop you. You think your pull is stronger than mine? No. No, I've minded Dog. Protected him far longer than you ever have. He won't listen to you. If Master sent you, Dog is listening.
Here we have an option to either merge the personalities of Dog and God into one, to force Dog to commit suicide, or to order Dog to destroy his God personality. To destroy God, we tell him to picture the other voice in his head, but not as a voice, as a ball that's the size of his hand.
Dog never thought of the voice as small. As something he could hold. On for much longer. What are you doing? What do you want Dog to do? Voice is small now. Dog could choke the voice, crush it into red mash.
All 3 of these options lead to the same result. Dog, sink your teeth into that ball and tear it to pieces.
No, Dog. No, knows now. Voice was always small. Dog could have torn it apart, eaten it all this time. Tear it apart. Dog, we cannot be apart. You need it. Dog is empty. The voice. Dog is hungrier than ever.
And with that, God dies, leaving Dog finally alone. We have more companions to rescue, so we tell Dog to stay here.
Now Dog speak. Now Dog not afraid. And hungry. More hungry. Dog will obey. Dog will stay here. For now. After that, Dog find food. Tear apart food. Eat. Chase it down. Can't run. Feed. Finally, until Dog is full.
But if we kept Dog in his cage the whole time and we never put God in the cage, then when we arrive, Dog says that we were mean to him.
You? Master? No, not Master. Dog remembers you. Left Dog in cage, mean to Dog. Now, Dog. Will kill us both unless you do something. Never felt him so strong before. He won't listen to my voice. He's hungry. Come here, or Dog will chase you, break you until you no run anymore.
And our options are slightly different here. We can again just simply kill either of them, or pass a 50 speech check to say, Dog, stay. If you don't, Master will be mad.
Master? Don't want Master to be mad. What does Master want Dog to... listen to you. Can't hold him back much longer. Tell him to pull on his chain as hard as... Dog can. What Master wants, Dog can do. Please don't be mad with Dog.
Here we can pass a 75 speech check to force Dog to think of us as his new master.
Master? Master, Dog is listening. Both of us are. Tell him to listen to me. Then we can get out of this. Finally. And now Dog is listening to voice. Your voice only.
And we have 3 options. The first is to force Dog to commit suicide by using the chain around his neck to break his own neck.
Yes, Dog can do that. Dog hopes to see you soon.
Dog and God dies.
Now get out before your collar blows.
The next option is to order Dog to listen to the other voice in his head, the God voice.
If other voice comes out, Dog won't wake up. Dog doesn't want to sleep. Please don't make him. Go to sleep. Good. Yes. Make him sleep. Please, don't make me go to sleep. Dog is tired. Dog is tired. Can't keep eyes open. Sleep. Dog needs to sleep.
And with that, God puts Dog to sleep. Good night, sweet Dog. You will never again wake up. Instead, you will sleep like the dead.
You did it. I don't feel him struggling anymore. I'm in pain and... I hate to say it, I'm starving, but I'm not fighting him. All I wanted was him to listen to me, take care of him, keep him from hurting himself. Now I can. One day, when he's ready, I'll let him out. When we understand each other.
Are you going to be all right, God?
Things here are under control. Find the one that dragged us here. End him.
The final option is to pass an 85 speech check which merges the personalities of God and Dog into a new person. We say, imagine the voice not as a voice, but as water. Look at that voice now. What do you see?
Dog can see the voice. Looks just like Dog. And Dog looks just like me. You've hurt yourself. Inside. Do you see now? See?
In the water. Dog understands now. Dog knows what happened.
Then step into the water, Dog. Step into yourself.
If Dog goes into the water, Dog can't help if Master gets mad. You were nice to Dog. Dog wants to help.
He's right. If you merge us, then we, or whatever we become, we can't help you when you reach whatever's at the Sierra Madre's end.
And Dog doesn't want to unremember you, may forget you.
We will forget almost all that has happened here. You'll be alone, at the old man's mercy, like Dog, like me.
Now this is a bit deceptive because no matter which option we choose with Dog or God, neither of them come to help us at the very end when we confront Elijah. Unlike the other two companions, they can come and help us during the final fight. So we don't lose anything here by being noble and saying, not having your help doesn't matter if this heals you. I don't want you to be under anyone's control, not even mine.
You were there all the time.
All the time, you were there, and so close, together.
And then they go silent. Who's remaining? Dog? God?
Who are you? What is this place?
We're trapped inside a casino in a poisonous city.
That was not the answer I was expecting. I don't know you, yet I feel like I do, and a feeling of gratitude. Forgive me, I'm wounded. This chain, this bear trap on my arm. How did I even get this far with these wounds? The pain is excruciating. I need to rest for a moment.
No matter what we choose here, he still stays in the cantina. Go ahead and rest. I have to go take care of something.
Thank you for whatever you have done. I will remain here. Need to get my strength back.
With that, he gives us the Sierra Madre maintenance password, and we can now go around to each of the valves and repair them to turn off the seal, allowing us to reopen the door. As we leave the cantina, Elijah has new plans for us.
You've got one of the floors reestablished. Good. Accessing the music archives now. 2 more to go. Oh, it seems the casino has uninvited guests. The villa inhabitants were pounding at the doors. Now they found a way inside. Deal with them, and don't try and leave yourself, or I'll let the collar do its work.
If things weren't tough enough already, we now have to deal with ghost people in the lobby. We can go back to the receptionist terminal, and now that we have the password, we can activate the hologram, but this just turns on a starlit hologram walking up and down the stairs, who does not fight the ghost people, so we have to deal with them ourselves. To find Dean Domino, we go into the theater.
If that ghoul's still alive, correct that. Or break him.
This theater was called the Tampico, and it was the place where Dean Domino, before he became a ghoul, before the bombs dropped, was scheduled to perform. We learned from Elijah that he speculates that the security system here recognized our companions as guests and transported them to different rooms around the casino. Dog or God must have resembled some pre-war chef, or maybe the remains of one of the ghost people he had eaten once belonged to a pre-war chef working out of this cantina, which is why he was taken to the restaurant. Dean was a registered guest here, and so of course he was taken to his chambers here at the theater. After destroying some speakers, we find a stand in the middle of the room with Veriki's partitures. Behind this document was a key which slides out. As soon as it does, Dean Domino appears from backstage. Now he responds to you in 2 very different ways depending upon how you treated him previously. If at any time You belittled him, you were rude to him, you made him feel small, or you forced him to do anything, he will become hostile. And he says this.
So you showed. Felt the collar start kicking again as soon as the elevator doors rattled open. Think you're going to upstage me here at the Sierra Madre? I don't think so. Now that I'm inside, well, I don't need you anymore.
How did you get from the gala event to here?
Me? I was halfway off the rooftop, through the service tunnel, and beelining for the gate before the light show started. And before Vera finished her gala speech. I knew what had happened with music in the streets and lights in the sky. Ghost people. Lots of them. But that was your problem. Anyway, front gate was open, no way I was letting you get in first. I walk in, there's a flash, and I'm here. Must have been Sinclair's security. He always had a thing about letting any threats into the casino. Security system's twitchy that way. Me, though, I'm a guest here, so I guess I got the royal treatment after all.
He responds similarly, regardless of our option here. So stabbing me in the back was for the Sierra Madre?
You think I'm the bad guy here? I'm not the one slapping bomb collars on innocent folks and flicking the switch. And I'm not stabbing you in the back. I was facing you all the time. This heist, I planned it lifetimes ago. You and that old man, tourists. Time for a little show. I'll just grab a seat and watch how this plays out from backstage. Security can handle it from here.
So his plan is to let the security holograms deal with us. We'll learn from a dialogue option here that he's not afraid to kill us because he knows that the collars no longer work between floors, and his plan is to book it out of this room if we die. We have a Black Widow option here. We can say, "Come on, Dean, turning me to ash." Hardly the way to end a beautiful partnership.
It's a shame. I regret it. Still, you dames are all the same. Things get a little hot, you get cold feet. That's why I'm still alive. You? Well, way I figure it, you'll try and run for the exit. And only I know where the key is, and where the safest place in the whole theater is. Backstage. You're trapped down there, and you couldn't shut off the speakers, unlock the doors, or cancel security if you tried.
But he gave away too much here. We now know everything we need to avoid the holograms. Head backstage, destroy every speaker, grab every key, then shut down security. Thanks, Dean.
What? What now? Try and come back here? No, you belong out in the audience. I mean, not like, you could get backstage. That key you snagged, it won't work.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll talk more about this when we're face to face.
Of all the... Where the hell are those stupid holograms already? Even if you get back here, you won't live long, trust me.
He runs backstage, and the holograms appear. We then run to the backstage door as fast as we can. But wait, let's see how this plays out if we were kind to Dean Domino, if we made him feel like he was in charge, that he was the one in control, and we never forced him to do anything he didn't want to do. His greeting is very different.
Finally, a friendly face. Hey, partner, up here. They're in a bit of a predicament here. Had to duck backstage, take a powder. The audience is a little murderous tonight.
How'd you get from the gala event to here?
I was already halfway off the rooftop, through the service tunnel and making a break for the gate before the light show started. And before Vera finished her gala speech. I knew what had happened with music in the streets and lights in the sky. Ghost people. Lots of them. Also meant the front gate was open, and no way was I missing it after all these years. Then I walk in and woke up here, thought I was dreaming for a second. Right back on the stage, the mic, Thought I was back at the Fronds. Well, except no audience used to pack theaters back then. So, stepped up on the stage, checked things out. Then suddenly holograms walked out of the wings. They started raising their hands to their heads, all creepy-like. Not a good sign.
Wait, holograms? What are you talking about?
Look, those ghosts are going to come out of the wings behind you in a second. The security types, not the friendly, bald types. And if you got in here, the door's probably locked tight behind you, so don't back up or run for the exit. You're not going to make it. Trust me. As soon as you can, run to the door to the left. Use the key you got out of the music rag there and camp out. As bad as things are, it's going to get a lot worse if either of us pops. So get backstage until we get a better plan.
Now here, we pass a number of skill and special checks to get instructions from Dean on how to proceed forward. If we're friends, if we're still partners, Dean goes out of his way to help us survive. He tells us how to navigate backstage, which speakers to destroy, which doors to not go through, and we uncover all of this information through this dialogue tree.
So, find the music, get it to the projector room upstairs, then play it. Might reset security with a shot.
Although he does make a mistake in the directions he gives us, which we can only uncover by passing a 6 or greater intelligence check. He told us to go through the left door, but when we ask him to clarify who's left, he says,
What? Oh, my left. Your right. So, yeah, run to the door on your right. Almost got you killed there. Us killed there.
Great, thanks. Yeah, he just about killed us both. All right. Well, the outcome of this conversation is still very much the same. The holograms are behind us, and we must run through the rightmost door as quickly as we can. Once we get backstage, there are moments of fog and speakers we have to deal with. The first room with the star is Dean Domino's dressing room. We can destroy a radio on his desk and then turn back to destroy a hologram emitter. Back inside his room, we can unlock Dean's safe, where we'll find some ammunition and Dean Domino's blackmail tape. Now, I had to make a decision with this video. There are, after all, 2 stories being told with this DLC. The story that we're going through right now, surviving the casino and confronting Elijah, and the story of what happened 200 years ago. The story of Sinclair, the man who built this casino, the story of Vera Keys, the starlet who stole his heart, and the story of Dean Domino, for he was alive at that time. He was an intimate associate of both Vera Keys and Sinclair, and so his story is wrapped up in both the past and the present. If I conflate both stories now, this video will be longer than it needs to, and I'd be repeating myself. So I'm going to be saving the contents of this blackmail holotape and certain dialogue options that we get from Dean now for a video I'm going to be publishing in a few days about the pre-war history of the Sierra Madre. This video will talk about the villa's construction, the shortcuts that were taken, why the casino was built to begin with, and the relationship triangle between Dean, Vera, and Sinclair. So please stay tuned for that video. But for now, we must come back to the task at hand. As we continue to explore the backstage area, Dean will chime in, presumably over a PA system or our Pip-Boy, with helpful advice.
Hey, you found my old room. I mean, it's a little small. And hey, watch the hands in there. I remember where I left everything. Get me out of here, they've got me trapped! Maybe I can shut down these ghosts using the stage manager's old terminal. Damn it! Well, so much for that idea. Hey, you're making real progress. Good. Look, that's Vera's room. So careful what you touch in there. Be respectful.
In Vera's dressing room, we found Dean's holotape, which remember, we're planning to play from the holotape projector to fool the security system into thinking that everything's okay, that there's no longer an emergency because the show is going on, which should disable the security holograms. Heading out from backstage, we can run up a staircase in the back of the room, which leads to the projector room. Here we can activate the holotape projector and insert Dean's holotape. Once done, a pre-war hologram of none other than our very own ghoul Dean Domino appears on stage to perform a song. Hologram audience members appear to applaud, and after the short song is over, Elijah contacts us.
Now, deal with the ghoul. This has gone on long enough.
Now, this final encounter with Dean Domino will go one of two ways. If at any point we made him feel a fool, if at any point we gave him cause to distrust us, he approaches us with hostility.
All right, you're resourceful, I'll give you that. It's going to take a lot more than juggling keys and shooting speakers to stop me. As I see it, all I need to do is kill you, then make a run for the exit. You do the same, you'll be clawing at the lock until your head blows off. So, maybe you and I should have a little chat, just like we did when you first waltzed into town.
We have a number of options. We can egg him on to kill him now, or we can try to reason with him. So what, you're gonna risk blowing off your own head to kill me, Dean?
No, I'm not. I'll get out in time. You won't. Once I kill you, exit stage left and my collar will go quiet. I can take a chump like you, even if I didn't have 8 lives lined up behind me and a rising soundtrack. So, put your dancing shoes on. Let's go.
The fangs come out and Dean Domino attacks. But let's explore some other options. Maybe we don't want to kill him. Is there any way to not kill this guy? We can pass a 75 speech check to say, "You're not a betting man," which means I'm betting you have a key to the exit on your person.
Lucky guess. You sure about that? Because if you make a mistake, well, Sierra Madre's got us both.
Based on your response, Dean, I'm sure of it.
All right, look. I'll hand it over, I promise. No need to get all upset. We can both come out ahead in this.
All right. Well, I'm waiting. You gonna hand it over or not?
Look, I give you this key, and there's nothing to keep you from just killing me and running. And as I see it, I just gave up my ace in the hole. So the only chance I've got left is making sure you don't leave. And there's no way in hell I'm letting you get to the Sierra Madre vault instead of me. Not after all this time.
We can try everything. We can even say that we're not interested in killing him. But there is only one outcome.
I waited an entire lifetime, sitting in that villa, watching it all fall apart. Sinclair's Sierra Madre towering over everything, untouched. Then you show up, thinking you can just take it all from me, you and the old man running the show? I planned all this. I made it all happen, not you. Sure, yeah, I have the key on me. I made other keys, too, to unlock the casino and ruin Sinclair, finally. After all these years. No. Now I think ruining you and all your plans would be enough for me. Kill me, I still win. You're never getting in the vault.
Dean Domino is just too consumed with revenge, is too consumed with the casino. He opens fire, forcing you to kill him.
Get to the door before the collar explodes. Move!
As soon as he dies, our collar starts beeping. His key magically appears in our inventory, so we don't have to loot his corpse, we can just hightail it out of there, but you don't want to miss his unique clothing item, Dean's tuxedo. But there is a way to keep Dean Domino alive. If you made him feel like he was in control the whole time, after you play Dean's hologram, you can come back to chat with him as a partner.
Oh, those electric ghosts aren't the kind of audience I like at the best of times. At least the ones in the villa had manners. Don't even know how I ended up here. Guess the casino still recognizes guests, even after all this time, huh? How's that for history?
Yeah, buddy, lucky us. Love getting shot at by pre-war ghosts.
Look, I'm more about the short goodbyes than long, thankful speeches. But I appreciate you bailing me out of a tight spot there, partner. I know you didn't do it out of the goodness of your heart. So let me give you something a little more practical. A way we both come out ahead.
What do you mean?
I'm not an idiot. I know the reason I'm in here now is because of the old guy. And you. And you're wearing a collar, so I trust you a little more than the old guy. He's more controlling than I'd like. Thing is, here's where being my partner pays off. See, I know how to get into the casino vault.
Oh, do you? Go on.
There's a private elevator, Sinclair's elevator. It's up in the executive suites in Vera's room. Not a coincidence. Vera. She was my other partner before the bomb. Took some legwork. Some convincing made it happen.
And here we hear a long and tragic tale about Dean's involvement with Vera and Sinclair. We can also unlock this story by showing Dean the blackmail holotape that we found in his room. As I said, I want to save that story for later. The main point we can take away from this is that Sinclair made Vera Keyes' voice the key to the vault. In order for the doors to open, the security system needs to hear her voice. Dean knew this, and so he was the one who found Christine and put her in the autodock. He was the one that programmed the autodock to rip out her vocal cords and replace them with Vera Keyes' vocal cords. Either that or alter the cords in such a way so that they exactly matched the tenor of Vera Keyes' voice.
Then that woman showed up, covered in scars. The one who makes all the hand signs, a little tight around the corners of her mouth. I put her in the clinic, tuned her like an instrument. If she heals up, it's not going to be her voice speaking anymore. That is, if the Sierra Madre didn't get her. If it did, well, there's enough of Vera around for me to spend a few years piecing a book together.
And if Christina's alive?
Then she can make some beautiful music. I'm not banking on it. So here's the short of it. Piece together Little Miss Vera Keyes' song in the right order. Sierra Madre opens its legs, we're in business.
All right, I'll head out and see what I can do on my end.
Go! Knock yourself out. I'm just going to catch my breath a bit. That performance, well, more pressure than I was expecting.
You see, Dean wanted a backup plan. He wanted as many options as possible. He knew that given enough time and given access to the casino, he could probably scratch together a good facsimile of Vera Keyes' voice, which is what Father Elijah is trying to do right now. But even better would be to have the real thing. So when Christine followed Elijah here, when the man traps incapacitated her, and after Dog captured her, and affixed a collar upon her, Dean managed to find her unconscious and put her in an autodock, and then programmed that autodock to perform surgery on Christine's vocal cords to change her voice to sound like Vera Keyes. Dean truly is a despicable man. But perhaps not quite as despicable as the man we are now fighting. Father Elijah. After all, Dean just stole Christine's voice. Father Elijah has now told us to go kill Christine. Leaving the theater, Elijah reminds us of our final task.
Another fragment. Good. Almost have the entirety of what I need from the music archives. Once you have the last fragment, you can thread the archives together at the main floor terminal.
Christine is somewhere in the executive suite, and now we have the key to the elevator. When we arrive on the floor, Elijah talks to us, and if we are friendly with Christine, we finally hear her voice. Or rather, Vera Keyes' voice.
Find the mute and deal with her. She's somewhere on this floor. Floor's buzzing with emitter signatures. Watch out for holograms.
If it's who I think it is, this is Christine. Recovered. In what looks like an old world hotel room. High class. 2 rooms. Exit sealed. All doors are locked down, security's activated, and emitter signals are lighting up all over this floor. I'll do what I can from here. Floor's got holographic security. Not latest tech. Field of view targeting systems. Primitive. Familiar.
However, if we betrayed Christine, if we made her think that we're no better than Father Elijah, and if we trapped that poor claustrophobic woman in the elevator, instead, she says this.
What's with my collar? Elijah? Or... No, it's you. Even better. This is Christine. Voice back. You got off on the wrong floor. You're trapped. Hope you can make it past security. I've been looking forward to taking care of you since the gala event. You and Elijah were working together this whole time. Should have known. Just from your actions. You have his outlook on things. Hope you aren't dead yet. Although I'm sure my collar would let me know. I could just detonate it now, but saving it for someone special. So come on and get me, bitch. I'll have this floor's security dissect you like an auto doc. Leaving me in that goddamn elevator in the dark? You'll beg me to do the same to you while the holograms are tracing lasers across your face.
You can hear the rage in her voice. She will never forgive us for leaving her in that elevator, if we did. But whether we did or not, we find something disturbing on this floor. As we walk around, we hear a voice. It sounds like that voice we just heard, Christine's voice. Although we realize now that it's not Christine's voice. After all, Dean just told us that he put Christine in the autodoc to change her voice and turn it into Vera's, which means that if we're hearing another voice that sounded like Christine, it must be Vera Keys. As we explore, we find the starlit hologram, the same hologram we saw at the fountain, the same hologram we saw on the stairs. This must be the hologram of Vera Keys, and she sounds frightened.
I'm going to die here, amongst the ghosts. I'm still being recorded by the holographic system. I came so far to be here. Now I just want to leave. Please. Let me leave. We all pay for what we've done. I'm so sorry, Sinclair. Sorry, I should have trusted you. Let go. Let go of what? Sinclair? Sinclair, where did you go? Why did you leave me here? Why? Sinclair! Sinclair! The doors, they sealed. I can hear the other guests screaming to be let out, to let go. Sinclair, is that you? Sinclair? Sinclair, I'm trapped, please. Oh God, the security systems won't let me out. They're keeping me here.
If we get too close to her hologram, if we allow her hologram to see us, she freaks out and starts firing, all while screaming the name of her former lover.
Sinclair, where did you go? Why did you leave me here?
When the bombs dropped, the security system shut down everything, trapping the guests in their rooms, trapping Vera Keys in her room. While the guests in the hotel were all dying, being killed by the holograms, dying from the cloud, or from fallout from the bomb, the holographic defense system was recording them. We heard Vera Keys in her own voice say that the holograms were recording. They were recording that very moment. What we heard her hologram say were the last words that Vera Keys ever spoke. The hologram recorded those words, and somehow that recording of her voice got interwoven with the security system. Instead of looking like security, the hologram took on the voice and appearance of the last person it encountered. A dying Vera Keys. We are facing a scared, grieving lover moments before she died. We are facing her ghost. To me, this was one of the most twisted moments in this DLC. Christine notices it too.
Floor looks like it protected the guests too well.
What?
Checked the suite. Found the holographic woman from the Villa Fountain.
It protected them too well by making them immortal. The holograms designed to protect them, the very holograms that ultimately killed them, now wear their faces and use their voices. It's a tough, long task, sneaking from room to room, trying to avoid Vera's hologram. Until at last we find a maintenance workshop. In this terminal, we can download some recipes, view some lore, and download the hologram code, which allows us to turn it non-hostile. If Christine is our ally, she doesn't say anything. But if she is our enemy at this point, she expresses her frustration.
Security's down? Doesn't matter. Won't help you.
In this room, we find a maintenance key on a table, allowing us to open the rear door. Now we can continue exploring with less vigilance. We can even walk right up to the holograms and they will not attack. At last, we find a large room with a closed double door. Stepping inside, we can see that this is the master suite. We can explore it. We see a mini bar, lots of furniture, a terminal against a rear wall, and a closed door. We hear Christine talking from the other side of this closed door.
This is Knight Christine Royce of the Brotherhood. Christine Royce. The quick scribe jumped over the lazy paladin. Feels like a sore throat after chewing on nails. Christine. Hello. Sounds like I smoked a mile of cigarettes. Ugh. Feels like a sore throat after chewing on nails.
She's testing out her new voice. Now, if we have betrayed her, when we open the door, she immediately attacks.
That's it. Signal frequency is hot. Let's see how you deal with this.
As a Brotherhood of Steel scribe, she has managed to hack into her collar to change its radio frequency. Now, if your collar gets too close to her collar, eventually your heads will explode. She's planning to commit suicide and to take you with her. If you get too far away from her, she retreats back to the room to reset the signal.
Resetting signal.
Now, when doing research for this video, I read somewhere online that if you keep running away, eventually she gives up, allowing you to have some dialogue with her. But no matter how many times I tried, she just would not stop chasing me. I couldn't talk with her. I couldn't interact with her. If I stuffed her in that elevator, she had blood on her mind. This leaves us with one option: self-defense.
Your collar's ticking. Get out of that floor.
We quickly loot Vera's key from her body and then hightail it down to the floor below to avoid detonation. But if we befriended Christine, if we gave her reason to trust us, the encounter is a happy one, and it goes so much better.
You made it. Good. There's to talk. I'll keep this quick in case my voice goes out.
We can mention that she sounds like Vera Keyes, the woman on the Sierra Madre broadcast.
Do I? Sounds off to my ears. Hard to tell. Not to mention it hurts like hell to swallow. Might be why I got moved off to this suite. It's hers. That's her over there. Got trapped by security like I did. Just took a different way out.
Of course, she got moved to Vera Keyes' room because the security recognized her voice as that belonging to Vera Keyes. They thought Christine was Vera, so they put her in Vera's room. Christine, now that your voice is back, was there anything you wanted to say?
I've been hunting the one who hijacked your Pip-Boy, Elijah, for some time. He cannot leave the Sierra Madre alive. What he's done here is nothing compared to what he's done in the past. The only way to bring him out is if you get to the vault. He won't allow you to go down there alone. That's when we kill him.
How long have you been hunting Elijah?
Too long. Thought I might have had a chance to settle it before this event happened. But then the chance slipped away again.
Settle it? You mean you're here to kill him?
Those are my orders. I've seen what he's done, and I believe in those orders.
Sounds personal.
He cut me off from someone I cared about a long time ago. He used his status to break us apart, so I had to find a new purpose. Same banner. Then he became unstable, left a trail of crimes across the wasteland. Once word reached us, I was ordered to kill him.
He said he knew you.
He saw me, before the scars, at a place far from here. It's where he found some of the technology he uses now.
It's a place called the Big Empty. The name's deceptive, if you know where to look. Almost got trapped there. There was someone else, though, who came along. Knew about Elijah.
Someone else who knew about Elijah? How?
No idea. A courier. Wore an old world flag on his back. He was the one who pulled me out there. Told me where Elijah had gone. Helped me heal up. Listened to my story. He sympathized.
A courier? And he sympathized with you? Why?
He said he understood what it meant to track someone who had such a impact on his past life. He said people were like couriers, sometimes never understanding the messages they brought. That's who he was hunting for. Some courier.
With this exchange, we get a great deal of foreshadowing about events that will occur with characters we will meet from the other DLCs. But those are stories for another day. You know, Christine, you could have told me this sooner.
Wasn't sure until now I could trust you. Now I know. Look, when I woke up here, however that happened, I had this key on me. I think it belongs to her. Haven't had a chance to use it yet. Might open the dresser or the safe. Didn't have time to experiment with it before you arrived. Here you go.
How did you get here from the gala event?
The gala went off. The switching station opened up. Thought the screeching in the auto dock was bad. Station worse. Got outside, saw the light show, and it was enough to make me run to the casino. Also, it seemed like the lights and speakers were helping to guide me. Guess your master wanted a backup in case you died. As for being assigned to this floor, maybe it's because of my new voice. Your guess is as good as mine. Maybe it recognized me as a guest.
So Elijah was going to use her as a backup in case something happened to us. Does that auto dock still work?
Yeah, still functional. A lot of garbage data on it. Its basic procedures should still work fine.
Can the auto dock heal your scars?
No. They run a lot deeper than that. While I was hunting Elijah in the Big Empty, he trapped me in one of those medical research centers buried there. It did something to my head, and I got off lucky. It's difficult enough to read now, and somehow the leap between what's in my head and words, it just ends up being a mishmash of symbols, not letters. Can still do math, formulas, equations. Writing poetry's out.
You said you got off lucky?
Yeah. I saw records of other patients and what had been done to them. Some couldn't hear anything but static. Others just gibbering wrecks. Never going back. And Elijah was on his way here, so I couldn't stop to see if it was something I could fix. If you can even fix what happened to me when they jabbed the electrodes into my skull and turned my head into a flashlight. Then I got here, and my voice got severed. Now I have a new one. Another thing Elijah has to answer for.
Hey, some I need to tell you. Elijah didn't put you in the auto dock. Dean did.
Dean? Dean Domino? Why would he want to torture me? If he wanted to do that, he could keep his singing career going. Or keep staring at me.
Well, he wasn't trying to torture you, but he wanted to alter your voice to sound like Vera Keyes. Your voice is a key.
To the vault. Of course. That makes sense.
Aren't you upset?
I've done worse. Much worse. And for more hopeless causes. And I will again.
There's still a chance Elijah will see reason.
Try and reason with him. See what happens. He's so lost in his technology. I don't think he even understands why anymore.
I'm just glad you're safe, Christine. Hold up here. I'll take care of Elijah.
Good luck. He's not an easy opponent. If I can, I'll help. Might be able to figure something out using the Sierra Madre's computer systems.
After interviewing Christine, we can back out of Vera's bedroom to the opposite side of the room. Here we can use Vera's key that Christine gave us to unlock this door.
The door to the vault is voice activated, which means we need the Starlight's voice or recordings of it.
Voice.
Now, each of the places we have visited in the casino, the cantina, the theater, the executive suites, has given us access to a new snippet of recording of Vera Keyes' voice. Now, even if we keep Christine alive, we still have to assemble Vera Keyes' voice from audio recordings. I'm not sure why Christine can't just walk over to the speaker and talk, but we find no option in the game to have her do that. Additionally, the reason Father Elijah wanted to kill all of our companions is because the slave collars that they are wearing is interfering with the ambient music played on each floor. It was from that ambient music that we were going to lift samples of Veraki's voice to then reassemble into a finished track. However, if we kept all 3 companions alive, they still have their slave collars on. So presumably those slave collars would still be interfering with the ambient music. That said, we did find a recording with Vera's voice at the theater. This was Dean Domino's blackmail holotape, and we also found Veraki's voice inside Vera's room. This was an audition tape that we found in her closet. But even if we play these samples in front of the speaker, we still don't unlock the elevator. Instead, we must go downstairs to retrieve the ambient music from the receptionist terminal. I'm not sure how we're able to access this now from the logic of the quest with our 3 companions alive, but that's still the solution. To access those snippets, we need to go back downstairs to the lobby.
You have the last fragment. That's all I need. Now, go to the main lobby terminal, thread the music sequence together.
We're going to thread these snippets, these fragments together to partially recreate a song, one of the songs that Veraki's was known for. This is what we're going to use as an audio key to access the vault. Down at the terminal, we can retrieve the ambient track that was played in each of these different portions of the casino. And with all 3 tracks in hand and now woven together in one short song, we can head back upstairs to the executive suite and play it for the security speaker. We then take the elevator to the vault. Tune in tomorrow to find out what lies within the vault of the Sierra Madre Casino. We're in the middle of Dead Money Week here on my channel. We are well on our way through it. I have 3 more videos after this one. Tomorrow's video will be about the vault and confronting Father Elijah. The next video will be about the pre-war history of the Sierra Madre Casino and the drama between Dean Domino, Veraki's, and Sinclair. And the final video will be all about the loot, achievements, and perks that we can get from this DLC. If you want to make sure that you don't miss a single video in this series, be sure to subscribe and to click that bell notification button. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. It really means a lot to me. I've been reading through all of your comments, and it's wonderful to see that Fallout New Vegas is still so well loved after all this time. I hope to do it justice, and I can't wait to read your feedback. Did you know, ladies and gentlemen, that I've got a t-shirt shop? That's right, folks. If you would like a Fallout or Oxhorn themed shirt, you can find a link to my shop in the description below. And if you like what I do and you want to support me in a more personal way, consider becoming one of my patrons on Patreon. Patreon subscribers gain access to a private channel on my Discord server, as well as a bunch of other cool Oxhorn perks. But more than anything, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just so glad you're here watching this video with me today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you tomorrow morning, bright and early, with a brand new video.